Hey, what's happening? What's happening, everybody? What's happening? That boy Rick Titus. That boy Rick Titus, they gave that boy Rick Titus a studio, podcast studio. Hey, listen, let me give a shout out to this gentleman, Dr. Lionel Green. Dr. Lionel Green with WBGR TV Network out there in Hyattsville, Maryland. Check him out. That's one of my mentors. That's where I learned my skill set. I'm giving you flowers today while you're living. I salute you. I salute you, Dr. Lionel Green. I salute you, my friend. Yeah, guys, listen, this is that boy Rick Titus. This is that boy Rick Titus doing a shout out to that girl, your girl, Natasha Carpenter, with that excellent tea, that excellent coffee. If you want to find her, you can find her on Facebook, Instagram, Ticker-Lacker, LinkedIn, fan base, Red Note. Hey, listen, tell her Rick Titus sent you over there, family. So before we get into this podcast, let's talk about something. Let's talk about these doggone pod. Before we get into the podcast, let's talk about these events. Welcome first. Let's welcome you to Exquisite Podcast. Let's talk about these events that we got going on. Let's talk about that. Listen, guys, I'd like for you guys to do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this right here. Listen, we got I don't know if you guys know that photographers cost a lot of money. We got an 8,000 square feet facility in Waldorf, Maryland at the St. Charles Town Center Mall, right around the corner from J.C. Penney. Listen, we got kids functioning every Saturday and Sunday at $5 per child per hour. We got that going on. Also, we're making hats, hoodies, mugs, T-shirts. So we got that going on. So listen, this is what I like for you guys to do. You guys got to book your event right now. Book your event because we got limited spaces available. Book your event today for next month. Why is it that? I mean, look, we got 43 million, not 43,000, but 43 million FBAs out here. Let's do business together. Book your event today for next month. So this is what the deal is. If you got a birthday shower, you got a kid's birthday, you got an aunt birthday, uncle birthday, you got a wife and husband anniversary, you got a family event. Book your events. It doesn't matter what type of events that you have. Book your events today. We're running out of spaces. So the early birds get the early call. So listen, stop procrastinating and book your event. Like I said, book your event today, right now. Right now. I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm not going to tell you no more. If you lose out on your baby shower, if you lose out on your anniversary, that's on you. I'm telling you right now what you need to do. You need to book your event today for next month. Book your event today for next month. We got a professional photographer in the back office. We got an 8,000 square foot at Exquisite Podcast in Waldorf, Maryland. Everybody in the DMV know where Waldorf, Maryland is located at. So listen, let's jump into this podcast. Some people say they don't know what to say on the podcast. They don't know what to talk about on the podcast. Listen, you can talk about religion. You can talk about sports. You can talk about real estate. You can talk about health and wellness. There's a whole lot of topics that you can discuss on your podcast. Let us stream your podcast. Let Exquisite Podcast stream your podcast. That's what we're talking about. So listen, let's go through this. Let's go through this line before we get into it, before we jump into it. Subscribe, hit those doggone thumbs up on YouTube. Hit that doggone notification bell. Now, this is where the issues at. A lot of you guys are not welcoming the donators. Thank you, donators. I appreciate the donation to keep this YouTube channel up and popping. I appreciate you. Let's look in the donation box. We got Detroit, Michigan, Anderson, South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, Monk's Corner. I definitely appreciate all of the donations. That boy Rick Titus appreciate all the donations to help keep this YouTube channel up and popping. But listen, this is what we're going to jump into. We're going to jump into this thing. Listen, I need you guys to hit that donation, that donate that donut box, which is called the DMs. Now, listen, a lot of people, let me explain something here. A lot of people don't have the smartphones. A lot of people don't have the smartphones that we have out here today. A lot of people don't have the location. You hear me, family? So and a lot of people don't have the location, the backdrops, the markup. They don't even have this uh podcast dish. These dishes are expensive. And then you got to learn what dish podcast is working. I bought 3 of these doggone things. Can't mention the company's name, but I bought 3 of these dishes out here, and not 3 of them working. Nada. But this one works. This will work. So you want to make sure I can't mention the company name, but you want to make sure you buy the right dish if you're trying to start your podcast. Want to make sure you buy the right microphones, for your podcast. You want to make sure you buy the right amplifier for your podcast. I'm giving you all of the nuggets that you can use. But if you don't have all of that, listen, all you got to have is a cell phone. Technology now got so great. All you got to do is have one of these contraptions right here, and high-speed internet, and a laptop or a desktop, and we can get your screaming popping. We can scream your popping, no problems, not at all. And listen, all you have to be is in the US or international. So it doesn't matter where you're at. All you got to do is have that cell phone, that high-speed internet, that laptop, or that cell phone, or that desktop. That's all you need to have. So listen, let's jump right into this thing. Pastors, talk to me, pastors. Pastors, talk to me. The reason why, listen, pastor, the concerns that I have is because nobody sees you, nobody's hearing you, and you're not touching anybody. So, pastors, what I'm telling you, we're giving you all of the power. We are giving and doing all of the legwork for you. So, you ministries out there, if you got a ministry out there, contact that boy Rick Titus and let us scream your ministry today. Today, not tomorrow, today. Let us scream your ministry. Let us do the heavy lifting for you. You guys that want to get on a podcast, we are renting out podcast spaces in Waldorf, Maryland. In our studios, we're renting it out. That's what we're doing in the community. So listen, guys, elevate your voice on Exquisite Podcast Studio. Elevate your voice at Exquisite Podcast Studio. So we can go ahead and get you on this internet, this wide space on the internet. Let us scream your podcast on the internet. You got something to say? You want people to hear you? Pastor, listen, most of you pastors out there got some fantastic material, some excellent material, but nobody sees you, nobody is hearing you, you're not touching anybody. Let that boy Rick Titus manage and sponsor your ministry. Let us scream your ministry. Go on Facebook, go to Exquisite Podcast and join the group. It's a public group. Email me at exquisitepodcast60@gmail.com. Email me at exquisitepodcast60@gmail.com. If you want to get your podcast popping, send me your first name, your full name, your email address, your telephone number, your markups, your backdrops, the name of your show and the time of your show. If you want to get your show popping, you email me that. Email that boy Rick Titus that. Listen, guys, let's go ahead and let me drop some of this Cracker Jack on y'all out the box. Yeah, somebody was in my email couple of days ago talking about why I'm talking about eminent domain, because you need to know about eminent domain. Don't come on my channel telling me what I can talk about, what I can't talk about. Ninja. Yeah. We got some FBAs out there in the state of Georgia. So you don't know, I never made this word up, eminent domain. So you can look it up, you can Google it, you can click it in the ceilings, however you want to find it. But listen, we got some FBAs out there in the state of Georgia. They got this eminent domain that's coming in there on their acre. I thought when you bought the land, you bought the house. I thought when you bought the house, you bought the doggone land. What kind of cracker jack out the box shenanigan is going on in the state of Georgia? So what they're trying to do, man, they're trying to run a railroad in her backyard. I said, what? What in the cracker jack scenario is going on in the state of Georgia? So you might want to look at your state and see if you got an eminent domain. They're doing it. They're doing it in the state of Georgia. They might be doing it in your state. So I'm just bringing the news to you, family. We need to check into that. They got a 600-acre of land from generation on down, and they talking about some doggone imminent domain. What kind of crackerjacks shenanigan out the box is goes on in the state of Georgia? So check them out, partner. Check them out, family. Check them out. Listen, click that link in the donate box, in that donate on in those donation box. The donuts. We're talking about the D's and the M's, the donuts. Click the link in there. So listen, this is the deal, guys. This is that boy Rick Titus outside of the Washington, D.C. area in Waldorf, Maryland at the St. Charles Town Center Mall, right around the corner from J.C. Penney. I'll see you guys on another video. But guess what? Guess what they're saying? And guess what I'm telling them? Huh? Who says it cannot be done? Who says it couldn't be done? Elevate your voice at Exquisite Podcast Studio. We are renting out our studio to help you out in the communities for the people who don't have all of the fancy stuff that they need for a podcast. This is that boy Rick Titus. I'll see you guys on another video. Who said it couldn't be done?